Hi, my name is Paula and I want to know, do dogs understand English? So, I believe that dogs just memorize the tone of our voices rather than just the actual word. So, when they hear a word that sounds like it, like sit, for example, they sit because they know that's what they're supposed to do. So, many researchers have done this experiment. And, for example, Roger Abramson's animal communicator from Ethology Institute, Cambridge, Animal Behavior and Learning states, if we say, let's go for a walk, most dogs will get excited and run to the door. But that does not prove that dogs understand the sentence, only that it associates one sound in the sentence, probably the word walk, with one particular behavior. If we say banana ping pong walk, we will very likely get the same response. But however, at animalplanet.com, an unknown researcher states, studies show that the average dog can understand about 165 different words, in some cases more if you make a point of training them. This study shows that in fact dogs do understand our words. We just have to train them to understand. So I decided to experiment on this. I decided to experiment on two of my different dogs, place them in different rooms, tell them three commands, and after those three commands, tell them a word that sounds like those commands to see if they do the same thing as the actual command. So I started off by placing one of my dogs in a different room. I put him in front of me and I said, sit, and he sat. I let 5 minutes pass. I put him in front of me once again, and I said, hit. He just looked at me confused and didn't sit or anything. He just walked away. So then I let 10 minutes pass. I put him in front of me once again, and I said, paw. And he gave me his paw. So I let 5 minutes pass, and then I placed him in front of me once again, and I said, law. And he just looked at me like confused and just looked away as if like he didn't understand what I said, so he didn't give me his paw. So I let 10 minutes pass. Once again, I put him in front of me, and I said, roll over. My dog rolled over as usually he always does. So then I let 5 minutes pass. I put him in front of me once again, and I said, homeowner. And he just tilted his head side to side like he didn't understand what I said, so he didn't roll over. So, secondly, I tested it on my different dog. They're the same breed, so I thought the outcome would come out the same. So, I placed her in front of me and I said, sit, and she sat. So I let 5 minutes pass by and I placed her in front of me once again and I said, hit, and I thought she would sit down, but no. No. I thought she wouldn't sit down like my first dog, but she did sit down when I said hit. So I was like, wow. So then I let 10 minutes pass by. I put her in front of me once again and I said, paw, and she gave me her paw. So I let 5 minutes pass. I placed her in front of me once again and I said, law, and she did give me her paw again. So this time it was differently. I let 10 minutes pass. I placed her in front of me once again and I said, roll over, and she rolled over. I let 5 minutes pass. I placed her in front of me once again and I said, homeowner, but this time she didn't roll over. She just tilted her head side to side as I was repeating homeowner. So that was the same as my first dog that she did. So after that, I analyzed my results and I thought, okay, so my first dog didn't understand the similar words and didn't do the commands. He only did the commands that he understood, which I always say sit, paw, and roll over, but he didn't understand hit, law, and homeowner. So I thought that, okay, so dogs like do understand the actual word that we're telling them, so they do understand English. But then I analyzed my second dog's results, and she did sat when I said hit, and when I said paw, she gave me her paw. But when I said homeowner, she didn't roll over. So I thought maybe like that's a more difficult word for her to understand, so that's why she didn't roll over, because she didn't recognize it. So, in conclusion, after seeing my results, I saw that the first dog did not respond to any of the alternate words that sound like the regular commands. But on the other hand, my second dog only responded to the first two commands as if they were really the commands. But on the last command, she did not respond. She just looked at me with a confused face. With my results, I conclude that each dog is different and they will all respond differently. It just depends on the dog if they listen by the tone of the word and your voice and lets them know what you are talking about, or if it is the actual word they respond to. So overall, do dogs understand English? So my hypothesis was not correct because I thought that dogs just memorize the tone of the word, so once they heard a word similar to it, they would do what they remembered to do. So every dog is different and they learn differently. And that being is that dogs actually if you teach the word that you want them to do, they actually understand and it gets stuck in their head so they know what to do. So it's just that each dog is differently and they learn differently.